Hey guys, it's your boy Wallace. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to extend your visa for 90 days if you are living in Brazil. I know that this is a popular question that I get on my channel, so I wanted to bring in an expert to talk to you about it. I want to introduce Walt, who's going to be talking to you. So Walt, man, tell people who you are, man, and yeah, man, we'd love to hear your story.
Boy, people, how's everyone doing? I'm Walt. I'm currently living here in Rio. I've been here since we can call it almost a year now, and I've extended my visa a couple of times. So again, I want to walk you guys through that process. And again, we're also here to help. So again, if you have any further questions after watching this video, again, please make sure you reach out to AJ and I so we can help you throughout those steps.
Right, exactly, guys. So I'm going to put Walt's information below if you guys are looking to extend your visa and other visas. We're also going to be making a few more videos on our channel. So we're going to talk about how to extend your 90-day visa. We're going to talk about how to apply for the student visa. And we're also going to be talking about the digital nomad visa. So make sure you look out for those videos as well that we're going to be uploading over the next couple of days. So I guess we want to start off talking about what do you need as a foreigner, as an expat. I know for sure for Americans, for people in the UK, for people in Canada, for the most part, all you need is your actual visa, your I guess your passport in your country, starting off to come over to Brazil.
Yeah. As of right now, this is March 2022.
Yep.
This is more so for our American or UK, Canadian audience. You just need your passport, a negative PCR test within about 48 to 24 hours, and then you do have to be vaccinated. So, and then also, again, for those of you guys who will be coming down anytime in the near future, they are asking for those vaccine cards anytime you go into an indoor environment. So whether it's a club or a venue or whatever, concert, even soccer games, they're asking for your vaccine card. So so just make sure you kind of have that on deck and ready to go.
Yeah, it's 100% right. Now with the PCR test, some country, I don't know if Brazil is still enforcing it, but they used to have a 72-hour rule.
Yeah.
And from my knowledge, you should get tested 72 hours from the date that your plane departures from the country that you're traveling to. So just make sure you do your research around that as well. Mm-hmm. As of now, they're taking a PCR test, but I'm pretty sure in the next couple of months, they may just be requiring the anti-aging or the test potentially, yes. So, just make sure you do your thorough research for the most part on that end. I also would just say with everything still going on, try to find a refundable ticket. I know a lot of people purchase tickets to Brazil. They are really priced high, anywhere from the $1,800, $2,000 or higher. So make sure you can get a refundable ticket these days with everything going on now, because we just don't know what's going to happen. Now, so once you get here, you're able to, spend your first 90 days here. So before your 90 days, because I ended up applying for the 90 days as well, you want to make sure you try to get on that at least 30 days prior, because sometimes the federal office the lines can be extremely long.
Yeah. So there's a few things about that. So let me just take it back just one step, if you don't mind. So one thing, after the issue I ran into, some other people did. Again, I think it's more so a money grab. So what happens whenever you arrive in Brazil, right? Again, normal minds would think, okay, I got my 90 days. But what some of the federal police are doing, they're writing in 30. So you think that, I have 90 days, but someone wrote in 30 because now they want you to come and get an extension. And unfortunately, what the federal police has so much power here, instead of you getting your 90 days, you only have 30 days. So just make sure whenever you get stamped to make sure and double check that, hey, they didn't write in 30 or 45 days. That's one thing. Also with the extension, you want to make sure whenever you get an extension, you have less than 30 days left. So if you're on day like 57, 58, again, don't start to do the process until you have less than 30 days. It will be easy for the most part to get appointments in big cities such as like Rio, Salvador, Sao Paulo, but you want to make sure, again, you're starting that process when you have less than 30 days, or they will ask you to come back.
Right. And I guess as well, so I guess if someone comes over here and they're still struggling, because you're in Brazil right now, but you pretty much can walk them through, or you can assist them in
we can share. What we can do is we can share screens. I can walk you through how to fill things out, because what they will ask for is like address, this and that. Of course, they're not saying zip code. They're using other things like CEP and other things like that. So I can walk you through how to fill out that form and then kind of tell you what bank to go to, Banco do Brasil, and to pay your fee, and then all the other documents you'll need. So of course we'll talk about that right now. But I can walk you through those steps.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to hear. And for the most part as well. So I remember I did mine at the airport we're at right now. I forgot the name.
Santo Dumont.
Santo Dumont. Yep. So I did my Santo Dumont. It was a smooth process. I actually went with someone that speaks Portuguese, so it just made the process a little bit easier. So definitely, sometimes you can, sometimes you don't have to, because Walk probably can just teach you everything you need to know to save you money and to save you time. There are some people that will overcharge you or just try to take advantage of you to do it for you, but it's really a simple process. That's why I wanted to bring Walk to the table to talk to you all about going through the process. So we'll make sure we provide links and things for you to click on as well. But for the most part, having that stamp was definitely a relief for me. I think I did 90 days in Rio, and then I went to Sao Paulo and did about 60 or 80 days. Well, I did. Now I'm back here in Rio for my last week as well. But I guess going through the website, what do you remember? Like a couple key things. We're gonna show it on a screen, but what are some things that people mostly gonna need on a website? You would say, or
what everyone needs to realize is that the website, once you kind of know, again, we'll walk you through that. Again, they're going to ask your address. So where are you staying at? So again, kind of make sure you kind of have that in order with your Airbnb, or if you're renting a place or your hostel, kind of just have that in order. They'll ask you about that. And that's pretty much it. Again, just some personal information and then where you're staying. Those are the primary things they'll ask you. And then one other thing I definitely want to make sure we highlight. If you're going to do the process in Rio, make sure you put a Rio address. Like for instance, if you're like right now we're in Rio, if you plan on doing the process in Sao Paulo, make sure you plug in your Sao Paulo information, because you can't have an appointment in Rio and then try to do it in Sao Paulo. You need to make sure everything lines up. So if you're going to be in Salvador, go to the Salvador federal office. If you're going to be in Rio, go to the Rio federal office. And then again, also make sure you have an appointment too.
And not to cut you off, I'm sorry. But hypothetically, going back to that, even if you move to Sao Paulo and you have your meeting in Rio, you can easily just book an Airbnb for one day and use that address, or use that address in advance. For the most part, just try to use an address that you probably previously had in Rio, or book an Airbnb in Rio. But if you're going to be going to an office in Rio to apply for your 90-day visa, you need to have a Rio address. Or if you're in Sao Paulo, you need to have a Sao Paulo address. So, but don't overthink the process as well. It's much simpler than what it is. But I just wanted to make sure we highlight that, because I know some people, like myself, I went to Sao Paulo and pretty much, after Rio, but I ended up doing it in Rio for the most part. So it sounds simple, but the reason why I brought Walk is because the website is in Portuguese and it's hard to translate the website. So you need someone that speaks Portuguese, but also this is Brazil and Brazilians love to talk. So even though you may answer every question online, you still may get a good 30 or 50 questions potentially when you go to the office in Portuguese. So it's good to be prepared, if anything, at the end of the day. But I'm trying to think, for the most part, have we talked about is there anything else that you can think of, or
that I need for the of course, but a lot of things.
Okay. And I guess is there anything that people would need before they come to Brazil for that 90-day visa?
No. For the most part, when it comes to the 90-day visa, all the stuff you have to prove to get the extension stuff you'll need to do while in Brazil. Because they'll ask for bank statements and a few other things that we'll talk about. But there's nothing that you could bring. Again, I mean, you'll come with your passport, but there's nothing you could bring that would require you for the extension. For the 90-day, just the tourist extension.
And do you remember how much a bank statement needs to show roughly, or
I think with the bank statements, at least for the tourist visa, I think they just want to see that you have like a sufficient amount of money.
Yep.
You know, maybe like $1,000 or so. They also want to see if you're getting generating any income. If you're just spending, that's maybe another thing. But I think they just want to make sure you have like a decent cushion, but nothing crazy. Yeah.
No, I don't think nothing crazy at all as well. One thing I can say as well, remember this, I knew someone here, because everything was going on last year with COVID, the government was just extending visas because people could not fly back home. So you may even be so I knew one guy, it was very rare, but he got 4 extensions because of COVID.
They understood what was going on, That's kind of a little bit what happened to me in a way.
And I guess also, just out of curiosity, I think I looked it up last time, but do you know how much it costs if people overstay their visa?
This is what they're saying. This is what they told me at the federal police. If you were to overstay your visa, they charge you 100 reais, which is roughly equivalent to $20 a day. So again, I've heard that some people had to pay it, some people didn't, some people worked out a different price. They always kind of let you in regardless. So again, I've heard a mixture of things, but again, they have said consistently that it's 100 reais.
Right. Now, that's changed because I think a couple years back, it was like 2 reals or something a day. So it's dramatically changed, but inflation has...
They're running it up,
inflation has shot up pretty high here.
They're running it up.
But going back to what Walt said, everything is negotiable in Brazil, But we're not saying, we're not promoting anything legal here, but we just
take care of business. Just take care of business so you don't have to worry about that, because that could just be a big headache.
It can be a big headache, and also you wouldn't want to ruin your chances on coming back to Brazil if that's what you ideally want to do. Now, I also remember as well, and I think a lot of people always have this question centered around a 90-day visa, but in Europe, how it works is, you can spend 90 days in a country, cross the border, and come right back. But it's not like that in Brazil. Can you just explain that real quick, to everyone?
I'll explain. I'll use my situation. So last year, 2021, I arrived on April 4th. And so your 90 days began that like April 4th or that window, right? So for instance, typically, let's say I got here April 4th. I have 90 days from April 4th, 2021 to April 4th, 2022. If I extend, I have 180 days. So however you use it, if I come and leave, that's fine, but you just have a total of 180 days from April 4th, 2021 to April 4th, 2022. So again, don't think that, if I leave and I come back and it resets, no. So the day you arrive, so let's say you come here April 1st, you have 90 days or 180 days to use from April 1st of this year, 2022, to April 1st of the next year, 2023. So again, just make sure you keep that in mind.
Right. All right. Okay. Oh, and I didn't know that, man. Wow. So I didn't know that's how. I thought that it just ran for the whole 180 days.
Nah, they keep track of the days too, like when you left, when you got stamped, when you left, and all that type of stuff. So if you're here for like 3 weeks, then you just ran up like 20, 21 days, whatever the case may be. But they keep track of the days. And if you go to the federal police, they'll let you know how many days you have left or how many days you've gone over. So again, just an FYI.
Okay, I understand that. And I guess, so look, for the most part, if you got more questions, I want you guys to reach out to Walt, for the most part. But we went over, I guess, brief details, because a lot of the details are in Portuguese, and so
I can definitely walk you through that.
So Walt's going to be able to walk you through that and go over a lot of other visas. Like I said, we're going to make some content for other videos and the things you're going to need, but it's a really simple process at the end of the day. But it's good to have some assistance because it makes things smoother and just makes it easier. One thing I've learned as well about extending my visas or applying to different types of visas in Brazil, it just makes life convenient getting help. This is how I met Walt. I met him through another YouTube channel, and I was like, man, talking to him just made me think about what was the best strategy before coming to Brazil. Now that there's newer visas that we're going to be discussing as well on this channel, it gives you a good idea, like, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't come here on that visa. Maybe I should do it this way. But taking advantage of talking to him, it just made my life much easier. And I've been in Brazil for 6 months, and now I have opportunities to apply for other visas, because I took Walt's advice and strategy. All right, guys, so we're gonna close out the channel. I wanna thank Walt once again for coming through. And if you got any questions, comment below, and feel free to reach out to Walt as well. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.
Thank you, guys.